Hey guys, this video is from our latest Rick and Johnny podcast. Make sure to check out the full podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Rick and Johnny. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Johnny and I had fun recording it.
This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, everybody? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child Johnny Karlic.
Here we go!
And there's a special reason why Johnny isn't doing his wubba-lubba-dub-dubs today and decided to go with... I'm surprised you went with the... well, I'm not surprised, but I am kind of disappointed that you went with the original Mario over the Super Mario Super Show. Hey, paisanos.
Hey, it's all about the OG.
Was that my job? Hey, paisanos.
Yep,
Welcome
that's
to
yours.
the Rick and Johnny podcast.
That's all yours.
My name is Mario, but we are doing a special kind of... We're actually recording 2 podcasts for you guys today. This week, you're still getting the 1 per podcast a week. However, we're recording this one for this week, and then we're recording next one because I'm not going to be here next week. I'm going to be in sunny California.
Yeah, he is.
While Johnny's stuck here in Chicago. So we're kind of doing 2 for you, and that's why this first one that you guys are going to do is, it's all gaming. E3 just happened. We got a ton of footage that was released. Spider-Man, Kingdom Hearts was released. It's Call of Duty, Anthem. We've got God of War, Super Mario Odyssey. There was a ton of stuff. Xbox even coming out with the Xbox One.
Scorpio.
And revealing that as well. Is that what they're calling it?
They're calling it Xbox One Scorpio.
That's right. Xbox One X is also what it's called.
Oh,
it's
okay.
so, like, it's weird. I'm not an Xbox person, so that's why it's weird to me. But we had a ton of announcements. We're going to actually be looking at, in this podcast, we're going to look at the Spider-Man game. We're looking at the Call of Duty game because I'm hyped about that. And then we're kind of going to end the podcast with games that we are excited for. I'll give some. Johnny will give some. You guys will give some down below in the comment section. But Johnny, we're going to start with Spider-Man. Because
Spider-Man.
this last year, I want to say it was 83 last year, we got the trailer for it. And I was like, holy shit, we're going to get an actual good Spider-Man game. Because for me, I want to say it was 2002.
Something like
was
that.
the last time I played a Spider-Man game. That was the Sam... It was the one adapted from the
Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, the movies
trilogy.
at the time. The trilogy, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So, of course, it like that for me was like cool and all. But looking back, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't that good of a game. This game looks amazing. We got a gameplay trailer in this one.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about it is that it kind of gave me flashbacks to 2 games that I've played before. It gave me flashbacks to Batman Arkham Knight.
Okay.
Because the combat, we're getting a lot of combat sequencing in this one. The combat kind of felt a little bit like Arkham Knight-ish, where you're fighting the goons, and then when you defeat that last one, it's like, bam, cinematic, come up slow, kind of dramatically. But it also kind of flew, like how it flowed and its fluidness reminded me of a game that I've also played that Insomniac, who's the developer of this game, has made.
Okay.
That's Infamous.
Okay.
So it kind of gave me a vibe of both of those games mixed into one, except it's Spider-Man. So, of course, you're going to get the... And he's pulling things, and he's whipping bricks around.
Yeah.
And he's jumping over the back.
Sneaking around stuff.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Like, this gameplay trailer, give me it. I don't want to wait a year for it. Can't wait a year.
Oh, yeah. The gameplay looks amazing. I mean, you get to... It's about stealth, but it's also about... quick takedowns with some of the enemies, it looks like. Just a lot of actually being Spider-Man. And what's nice, too, is, like you said, the slow-mo with the ending moves, but also, like, at least for the gameplay trailer, it was giving you, like, hey, these are the buttons you need to press right now. So it's like, hey, press and hold R3 or whatever it's like. So it's good. So it's, like, helping you know which ones, and probably does that for a little while.
Well, and I mean, that's another thing that we're kind of getting a part of in this. And I mentioned Infamous, and right now at my computer, I'm kind of having the gameplay going. I wonder how, because the thing with Infamous, and that's the thing I'm looking back for what it reminded me of, there was a sense of just open worldness. I wonder if this game is going to give that to us as well. Because, I mean, of course they're saying, like, you know what, it's going to be there's going to be more of an open world. But I wonder if it's going to be, because that was one where it's like, yeah, you can go along in this story. That's where the story, if you want to continue it. Mm-hmm. However, I want to take a break and I want to explore the city.
I'm really hoping
they did have collectibles with that, because it would be so cool to explore the city like Spider-Man, swinging around places, swinging around corners. I mean, Infamous was cool because he had those like electric powers.
Yeah.
So you can like ride the railways and kind of do these cool tricks, and it was unique how you got across the city.
Yeah.
With like the different shock jumps that it had. But with Spider-Man, I wonder if they're going to do that same thing with this game. Because that's the one thing from this gameplay trailer we didn't really get to see. We saw a lot of cinematic. We saw a lot of combat. And then we saw what you were saying, and the part I love about it, where it's like when he's on the skyscraper, the crane falling, it's like, okay, X. And it's like time it and time it and time it. And you're timing
exactly.
these. But there are also ones, and the thing that I thought was cool with that was there's one where he's hanging from the airplane, and it's the part where it's like, come on, Peter, you got this, where you actually have to move the stick over so you're basically aiming to the helicopter propeller, and then you have to press the button.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's kind of like, oh, I got to drag my arm over there and then do it.
Because it's going to make you actually put the work into it, too. Mm-hmm. You don't just get to, oh, hey, press this. Boom, you're done. No, which is great. I just love the gameplay they're showing us so far. But, yeah, I really hope they have the open world. Because kind of like any of Vice City games, there's the main mission. There's even some little side missions. So maybe like, hey, someone's purse is being snatched. Stop him real quick. If you want to do some little things like that. And
the thing that I ultimately, and this is at the very end of the trailer, I wonder how many games or how many Spider-Men we are actually going to play from this.
True.
Because we see that, it's Peter Parker, but at the end of the trailer, it's just snatch. And it's like, oh, he's caught. Like, whoa, what happened? They could have just left it there, but they went 1 second further. Who's in the crowd? Miles Morales.
Exactly.
So are we going to get the chance where this was kind of like the intro, where this was the first prequel mission, Peter gets captured, and this is like the story of Miles Morales becoming Spider-Man?
Who knows? I mean...
Or becoming a version of Spider-Man. Is he already a Spider-Man? It's like, what are we going to get from this game? And it's leaving me with questions, and it's leaving me with hype, which is exactly what you want to do from a gameplay trailer. It's all you want to do. What do you think? Do you think we're going to get, like, do you think Miles Morales is going to be our main guy and Peter's the only one we play at the beginning? Or is it going to kind of be a both, yin and yang? Sometimes we're playing as Peter Parker, sometimes we're playing as Miles Morales, or we're just playing as Peter Parker.
I think we're going to focus on the Peter Parker to start off as kind of revamping the Spider-Man games. Mm-hmm. This would be a great way to bring in a new Spider-Man game without we're not touching the old one. So we bring in Peter Parker. You play as Peter Parker majority, if not all the time, but introduce little interludes of, hey, here's Miles Morales. He's going to be your next Spider-Man. So then you can intertwine them, either both of them or just strictly Miles Morales, into a Spider-Man 2 game. Because obviously the game does well. The game looks great. The game does well. You want to pump out a second one, as any gaming company would want to.
I'm not even thinking about a second one right now. I usually people would be like, well, Ricky, you got to be nervous that this game is going to be good. It looks good.
It looks great.
The story looks like it's phenomenal as well.
We got the Kingpin in there.
And I mean, going back to what you were saying with the how it's not just like combat, it's also sneaking around. That reminded me kind of Arkham Knight a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Where with Batman, it's like, okay, I'm going to grapple up here. Okay, wait for him to come under, swing down, and grab him. Of course, Batman had all these certain types of, there was the combat side, but then there was the detective side where it's like, okay, I'm turning on my night vision, and they can't see me. I got to be stealth mode and take down each opponent.
Exactly.
It's not going to be that exact same way.
No.
However, early on, we saw it. It's like, okay, this guy, tackle him, zzz, he's on the ground. Okay, I'm on a beam here. He walks under, grab him, come up, and let him hang there. Oh, another one, let me just shoot him with the grenade web. Put a grenade web there. As soon as he passes that kind of trip line, and pulls him right back in. So
pulled the crane and knocked 2 of them out.
That too. So I'm very excited for this game. I am
same
super. Here. The only thing that I hate about it is we got to wait a year.
Oh, yeah.
We have to wait until May of 2018.
Yep. Well, you got to put the waiting in for the game, even though we don't want to.
Technically, we're waiting 2 years because they told us about it a year ago.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of like, hey, I know we told you that we're making a Spider-Man game, but here's some gameplay for you. Oh, by the way, you have to wait another year.
Oh, yeah.
I am hoping that the wait is worth it because, I mean, I want to play this game now. I want to play it for them, too.
Exactly.
That's the one thing I want to do. And the one thing I want to correct myself is I said Insomniac Games worked on Infamous. I was wrong. I thought they did. It was a Sucker Punch production.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's weird that 2 games, because I know the Arkham Knight series was, the Rocksteady did 2 of them, and I think Montreal Studios or something Montreal did the middle one, the Arkham, I want to say that was Arkham City.
Yeah.
Was the second one, because the 2 bookends were, it was Rocksteady Montreal and then Rocksteady again.
Okay.
For the developers of that game.
Because it's Asylum City and then Night.
And then Night. But the thing that's interesting, I'm looking at Insomniac, because I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, Ricky, you've played games that you've seen the Insomniac logo.
Yeah.
Some of the games that I've played from Insomniac, which is weird because I didn't get any of these games kind of infused into watching this. The Ratchet and Clank series. I was like, holy shit, I forgot. Those were all Insomniac games.
Yeah.
They also did from way back the Spyro games.
Oh, wow.
So they were Spyro, they were Ratchet and Clank. Now I know they did games like Resistance and Resistance 2. Maybe that's the type of game where they're kind of, okay, we're going to use that because it's more of like real people that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch this gameplay and thought, yeah, you know what? I see Ratchet and Clank in here. Oh, I saw that, and I see Spyro in this, but I kind of feel like watching this trailer, I cannot wait for it.
Oh, no, I'm super excited.
And this will be the last PlayStation 4 game that they developed since 2016. They came out with a Ratchet and Clank game for PlayStation 4, and they came out with a game called Song of the Deep for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So this will be their first PlayStation 4 game in nearly 2 years.
And that's the thing, it's also PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Well, you knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, I knew it.
You knew it was going to happen because, I mean, it's like Spider-Man is owned by Sony.
Obviously, it was going to happen.
Because, of course, Sony's going to say you can only play it on our system.
Yeah, I mean...
I feel bad for my Xbox users out there, but I kind of don't because I get to play it. Like,
yeah, well,
I feel bad because if I was on the other side, I'd be like, well, I'm pissed.
From a guy that doesn't own the new gens right now, yeah.
Yeah, but you're lucky. You got a friend like me that'll let you come over and play the game for the channel.
Exactly.
That's something I want to start doing with us is kind of getting that gaming side going and playing some games. And this would be a prime game
to play.
A prime game that I'd want to play, especially for us with how much we talk about Marvel and talk about all these different superheroes. But before we wrap it up, before we move into Call of Duty, any kind of last thoughts or anything that we didn't bring up from the trailer?
No, I love, I just love the look of the gameplay. I love the little snippets here and there. Right now we see just a little hint of Kingpin. We see a little hint of Fist Industries. So it looks pretty good. And then we got to wonder who the other villain,
That's what I was going to bring up.
Other group of villains is because
bring up.
My guess is something along the lines of the Hand from not this Marvel cinematic from
Daredevil.
Daredevil.
I almost said Deadpool. I don't know why.
Daredevil and the other little hints in there from the other ones as well.
Mm-hmm. So that kind of Netflix universe.
Yeah, the Netflix universe. There we go.
The Marvel Netflix universe.
Exactly.
The MNU.
Yeah, we'll go with the
MNU. The Marvel Netflix universe.
Yeah, no, I think it's maybe it's that. Otherwise, I'm intrigued to know who it is.
Because it's weird. Because besides Kingpin, the one villain that we see, it's like, oh, the guy who runs the community center. Maybe it could be the Hand. Because just because he runs the community center doesn't mean you know what he does when he goes home.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, the thing that I also forgot to bring up, besides the villain, because we don't know, I didn't get a sense. If you guys at home or wherever you are in the world are like, dude, it's totally this, let us know in the comment section.
Please do.
But another thing I just wanted to ask you to end this before we move over to COD is the suit.
Yeah.
The suit's a little, I mean, it's a minor change, but I even said to you, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a little different having the white spider on the front.
Yeah.
Having the white spider, the white infused kind of lines, and you kind of see it on the shoes as well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have done it. What are you feeling about the white spider logo instead of our traditional black?
Well, I kind of like it, but let me throw this out to you. Does it remind you of anyone else's spider suit?
Iron Spider.
Well, that and one more.
Tom Holland?
No, I was gonna say Miles Morales. Doesn't he have the black, the red, mostly red with the black that comes down to the hands?
I thought his was inversed, where it was black with like the red lines.
Oh, it might be actually that.
So it was like a black suit with the those were inverse. The black was red, and the red from the original is black.
Yeah, no,
he's got the
right about that.
red around the eyes. The only thing I'm thinking is this is a version of the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah,
because he's got the That's the thing also that we didn't mention. He's got telecommunications in his suit.
Yeah, inside the
because
mask.
he's talking to, he says Yuri, but when she pops up on screen, it says Captain something.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, can you superhero harder? So I'm assuming, which is weird that he'd be working with the police because Spider-Man, you're not supposed to know his identity
yeah.
But maybe we're in that kind of a timeline because this obviously wasn't, just from watching the gameplay, the Peter Parker that we're getting is totally different than what we're seeing with Tom Holland.
Yeah, it is.
In the MCU. This is a Spider-Man that looks like I am established as Spider-Man and I know what I'm doing. I am an older Spider-Man. I'm not one that's, whoa, just getting the hang of everything. How do I do this superhero stuff?
Yeah, the suit's a little bit more natural to him now.
And I mean, just thinking about it, this might be, it might pull in more people like our age from the 90s.
Yeah.
Because I was even talking to Dave, who's on the Fast Break, Dave Osterher, Most Valuable Podcast. And like he says, he's like, well, this Peter Parker that I associate with is from the 90s cartoon.
True.
Where that wasn't a high school Peter Parker. That was more of a college Peter Parker.
Yeah, it was a college Peter Parker.
An older Peter Parker. So it wasn't like that, what you see with like the, what is it, Ultimate Spider-Man? He's in high school.
Yeah, back in
Disney XD.
The one that's back in high school now.
Yeah.
The one we're getting to with Tom Holland, all high school now. So
it looks like we're going away from that and going back to the older Spider-Man that like we grew up with.
Or at least more experienced, if nothing else.
Well, and now I'm going to turn it on to that. That went a little bit longer than I thought it would. But let us know, guys, what you guys think of the gameplay trailer. Are you like us? How much are you like, I can't wait for this game? What do you think the story is going to be like? Tell us everything. Let's continue this discussion down below in the comment section.
Thank you everyone for watching the Rick and Johnny podcast. Click right here to watch another squanchy video, and let's get riggedy wrecked!